Hey guys, Kevin here to bring you a brand new video where today we're going to be discussing something relevant as the new Spider-Man movie is coming out. I'm going to be talking about the original Spider-Man trilogy. Now, I did not rewatch the new Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man Homecoming and Far From Home. I have seen those. Actually, I haven't seen Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I don't need to see that. But yeah, I just wanted to revisit this trilogy specifically because it does hold a place for me, and the first two are really good, and I wanted to kind of like try to decide whether or not the third one is good at all. And so yeah, big questions on my mind here are: is the first one better than the second one? And is Spider-Man 3 a good movie? So let's start off with the first one. The first Spider-Man is, in my mind, a fantastic origin story of Peter Parker because it's like, he is trying to like fit in with his life at school. He likes this girl named Mary Jane, but like she seems like out of his league and like he's not very confident, he's struggling. And then he gets this power of being Spider-Man when he gets like bitten by this spider, and he becomes like more confident and like starts to like try to get with the girl and whatnot, and then he has to face off against the Green Goblin, who has his own like interesting origin story with creating this like serum that he wanted to do human trials on it when they thought it was dangerous. He had his own like money interests in mind. He wanted this thing to succeed for the company. It kind of like made a little bit of sense, I guess, in a way, because it's like, he's interested in the success of the company, so, he wants to do this and whatnot. So, yeah, and, that goes wrong, and, this thing is like a performance enhancer and, like, makes him, like, super strong and angry, too, I guess. So, yeah, I think the Green Goblin is the best villain ever in a Spider-Man movie. That's big to say that, but like it's really good. Like Willem Dafoe is awesome as the Green Goblin. He's really good, and all of the fight scenes with him are really good. And yeah, and Sam Raimi, man, he really helps this out a lot with like everything he does when it comes to like the fight scenes and how they're like coordinated and choreographed. They're just so well done. And we do see that later on too. But here it's just like the villain makes sense more, and it's just better executed, I feel like. And there's just like a lot of heart in this one as far as like, Peter Parker's like, backstory and everything. Some people would just be like, oh, forget about that. Just give me like the action, just give me the fights. But I like this. I like how we get this real story of Peter Parker. Like I think it's super good with everything with like Uncle Ben and Aunt May and Harry and all this stuff. I think it's really well done. And Mary Jane, Kirsten Dunst in this is fantastic. She is the best Mary Jane ever. That is no question. I will not argue that at all whatsoever. I think no one will ever be a better Mary Jane than Kirsten Dunst. I think she is amazing in this. She shows off like the fear well of Mary Jane and like the passion and love for Spider-Man, and like just like all the emotion just really comes together and is just beautiful on display. And you have like some funny parts too, with Bruce Campbell and Macho Man Randy Savage. But to be fair, I think it does get funnier in the second one. So yeah, let's talk about the second one though. The second one, in a lot of ways, like feels like the better movie, like which is like I could see why people would make the argument for it being the better movie, just because it's like it's got more humor with like pizza time, and like it's got a better Bruce Campbell scene with like the whole like he's like not letting him into the theater and whatnot. Like J.K. Simmons' character is better, Elizabeth Banks' character is better. Like all the characters are just like better written in this one. Like they have like more depth they're more enjoyable to watch. Their dialogue is better. The way they talk is better. Like, just better all around fleshed out characters that are just um, more enjoyable. I feel like in the first one there is like a problem with like some of the dialogue and like especially with like Peter with like how he talks and like sometimes he'll just like someone will like say something to him, he'll just be like he just like won't say anything and it's just like okay dude like what. And like they even make fun of that in the second one where it's like where Mary Jane at one point she's like well say something and it's just like yeah. So like I feel like it's a little bit more nuanced and detailed in a better way in this one with that. Now, the one issue I do have with this one is Doc Ock. Now, like, there are some fantastic action scenes with Doc Ock. Like, obviously, the train scene is like, everyone is going to remember that. That's fantastic. So well done, so enjoyable. But, like, how Doc Ock is brought out is just a little bit like, to me. Like okay, he's trying to develop this thing that like makes clean energy and in order to do that he has to get like fusion and part of that fusion is like fusing two things together so he's gonna fuse himself with these mechanical arms because yeah that's necessary like not really. And it's just like it feels like the mechanical arms dude it's just like an action set piece really like did you really need that for your science research or whatever? Like no you absolutely didn't. And it's like the typical cliche of like man versus machine. Of course machine's gonna take over because it's like he's supposed to be able to control these arms but now he can't. Wow, big surprise. It's just like I don't know. That's like the big thing that bogs this down for me. But like everything else about this movie is like better than the first. I feel like so like I mean the villain in the first one is better than this one, but it's like I guess I have to say like I think I like this one better, the second one, just like ever so slightly. They're both like really really fun though either way. And last but not least, we have to talk about the third one. Now, okay, this movie could have been really, really good had it not been for Venom. And also some bad writing and like bad dialogue choices that feel even worse than what the first one did. Like the first one had some dialogue, but like the dialogue in this one is like really fucking like what um so yeah Venom dude like okay think about this movie is 2 hours and 19 minutes long. Could have definitely been shorter if they just took out literally everything that was about Venom. Like everything about Venom in this like hurts this movie. Like from like, this whole Venom thing comes down and like, Peter's starting to get like angry and he's getting like upset with his life and then like suddenly like this Venom thing attaches to him and then he's like embracing his dark side. He's like showing his dark side and doing all these bad things and being like a bad person because of like all the wrong that was done to him. It's just like okay dude this is fucking stupid. And it's just like it doesn't make any sense either. It's just like he can like it like attaches to him but now it's like on his suit and then he can like take off his suit like what. And then like he's like wearing the suit and then like he tries to take it off and then he can't take it off. It's like attached to him like what. And then like he gets rid of it and then like Eddie Brock he has it and it's like suddenly like he has like these like crazy like teeth and like he can like growl and he doesn't look the same as Peter. Like I don't get the logic of this villain like or anything about it. everything about it is bad, and it's just like, like it's not even just like the villain of Venom itself. It's like it's Venom inhabiting Peter. It's like, emo Peter. Like, okay, let's not just like dancing Peter. Going like this. Like, yeah, that's stupid too. But also like Peter when he's like, saying I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye, right? When he's like doing the dance scene in the waitress room, I mean in the restaurant or whatever, when he's like, I don't know, like everything that he's doing in this when he's Dark Peter is just so stupid. When he's like talking on the phone, eating the cookies, like everything is so stupid. And he has like this like they try to make it subtle, but it's not subtle, dude. It's like, they have like this like eyeshadow on him. They have like, the bangs. His hair is like, parted this way to go down like almost over his eyes, and like he has like darkened hair. You can tell his hair is like a little bit darker than like, when it's just regular Peter Parker. And it's just like, dude, what is this? This is just so dumb, dude. I can't understand or enjoy this at all. And like that's the thing that annoys me, is because like, the bad writing does creep back into the story, and it definitely could have been improved a little bit. But aside from that, like this could have been like a great movie, like a really good movie, because like I liked where they went with Harry. Harry is like, he's having some trouble with his relationship with Peter. He thinks he killed his father, and he wants to enact revenge on him. So he like tries to kill him. Like I think that's all really good. Like he has like a fight with Peter that's really good, and like, then he like loses his memory, and then he has to like get it back again, and like I just enjoyed all of that element. And then like Sandman is good too, because like, he's supposedly like Peter's uncle's killer. And Thomas Hayden Church brings some good stuff to that role. He has a good backstory. Little bit of a tacked on exposition. When he's talking like with his ex-wife about like what he did in the past, like the exposition there is a little bit tacked on. But like it's really good. Like, he has like a daughter that he's like, trying to get money for, and it's kind of like a moving story. Even though he's like a villain, I like the story here, and like the action created with him is really good. With like the fight in the truck and whatnot, like that's really good. And like there's even like some comedy to be had like here and there with it. So I mean, like it had the potential to be a good movie. Like you already had two great villains. Just don't put in that third one. Don't put in Venom. You don't need Venom there, like, dude. And like the ending to this movie was good. It felt like a good like bookend to the trilogy. Like it's just like something about this just like really bothers me, because it's like, this could have been something else, man, but had to have Venom. It's just like, come on, man. Like I guess this is like a good movie in a way. Like that's the debate, right? It's just like, is this a good movie? Like I guess like kind of, but like it's got some issues, man. So yeah, I'm glad I could revisit though, just so I could kind of like get a better like opinion on it, because it's definitely been a while since I've seen Spider-Man 3 for sure. I think this is like probably my third time I've seen Spider-Man 3. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Be on the lookout for a new review of Spider-Man No Way Home that will be out tomorrow, and that will be on my Instagram page on Gimon Reviews, Gimon Reviews on Instagram. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like if you have, and I'll see you guys in the next one.